Mrs. Obama, move aside.
We've got some new first ladies in town. Hello and welcome to the IN2G show. I'm Luke White.
And I'm Sunshine.
And today we're reviewing a new TV show that has hit our TV screens recently called The Sisterhood.
Now, the program is basically about pastors' wives. Now, it's about pastors' wives in Atlanta, and they refer to themselves as the First Lady. So that's already conjuring up ideas of how important they are in their church. And it's basically showing about their lives within the church and mostly outside of it, and showing that they're human too. They go through struggles, they go through bankruptcies, they go through difficult marriages, and it's trying to show that, we're human.
Now, this is meant to be a reality TV show. Now, I don't personally think the term reality and TV and show go together in any way, shape or form.
I think reality TV has a name now that is just completely blacklisted.
And rightly so.
When you think of reality TV, immediately think of Towie, I think of things like that, which you don't even believe that are real anymore. And they even talk about themselves as partially scripted, but in realistic situations. And that's how they describe themselves. So if you kind of take that idea into the sisterhood, it kind of throws you into case of what's real and what's not. And if it's real and what's not, why would a pastor's wife actually want to put herself on that?
It's very interesting. I think one of the most startling points that they make in the show, or one of the biggest points that we need to consider, I think, is the fact that pastors' wives and pastors in general in most church denominations are put on this pedestal, and this show is aimed at what? Showing that they are... I mean, there's scenes or clips from episodes to come where you've got one woman getting a tattoo on her foot in the show.
We got to say that maybe, I don't know personally, but do all denominations have a problem with tattoos? Maybe in their denomination they don't. I think things like that might vary between denominations depending on how you view it. But it's there for startling. It's there to startle. It's there to shock. It's true, but if we take something that is more universal across Christendom,
okay,
there is a pastor who's giving his daughters a sex education lesson.
Well,
and he starts off by saying, I know what God teaches, but I'm just going to keep it real. I'm going to teach you about safe sex. And for me, I was just like, so you're saying that God's word has no place in reality anymore? That the two don't go together?
Listen, I'm not even getting into the theology of it. I'm stuck on the demonstration he was showing his two young daughters. This was some graphic material. X-rated. This should be on After Watershed. Children, parents, before you watch this show, put your children to bed. Make sure they're asleep. Check on them a couple times. Because I'm telling you, this show... it's crazy.
I think what was more graphic was him talking about the STDs he had before his wife, and he was using this as the reason as to why he's teaching his children about sex education. Now, for me, I think as a pastor, again, this is my own personal point of view, he shouldn't be leading his sex education talk from a health and sexual health reason. He should talk about what's God's idea. Why are these things in place in the first place? And I think he would probably do a bit better than just saying you need to kind of cover up because you could get pregnant or you could get an STD. Is that working in the church even now? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Listen, the line of the episode, the killer line for me. This was said by Ivy.
She was formerly of Escape.
Formerly of Escape.
The music band.
From one business to another. But anyway, she has this line which I think is an absolute classic. She says, and I quote, "You do not need the scriptures to evangelize."
Look, he's taking this out of context. You really need to go and watch the episode. But what she was, I think, in my interpretation, what she was trying to say was that you don't need to quote thou and thou shalt not to be effective. You can use the principles underlying the scriptures. So you might not say to your friend, do you know, thou shalt not steal. You might say, do you know what is stealing going to achieve? How would you feel if you put in that situation? She's trying to say that you can use the principle of things.
Do you know what,
to
Sunshine?
preach to people.
I rebuke you! I rebuke you! And on that note, how much would you rate this show? What are you going to give this show out of 5?
Do you know what? For entertainment value, I've got to give it a 5. I'm sorry to say it, and I know they're talking about some foolishness. But if we are talking purely from an entertainment value, me and Luke couldn't even do what we were doing because we were so enthralled by this program. It will have you tuning in for episode 2 through to 20 without a doubt. But if I'm talking about from a Christian point of view and how valuable is it as a kind of ministering tool, or to look at the lives of Christians,
it gets a 0. Gets a 0 from me. A 0 out of 5. A 0 out of 10. A 0 out of 100. I don't care what scale you use it. It gets a 0.
I think that it'll probably get, for that, it might get a bit higher in the sense that I think that we do need to look at Christians as people. Sometimes we put them on pedestals. Play that violin louder, my friend. Play it louder because I'm going home with this one. But what I'm saying is, I think it does highlight the fact that Christians are people, but the way they've edited it, these people could be anybody. The editing is so strong in any reality show. We don't even know if they're really like this. We don't know. But it might have to be one that we leave to you. Leave to the viewers. Okay. So look us up, or look up the video, then look us up on Twitter, Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube, and let us know what you think.
And on that note, I'm Luke White.
And I'm Sunshine.
And we're encouraging you to live a better life.